We're pulling in at Crossroads Grocery and Grill to pick up the Brent 744, the old reliable. We've used this probably in like every video, every corn harvest. We are picking this thing up, and we're picking it up for a reason, and that reason is corn harvest and Milo harvest. We gotta run this Brent 744 back to the farm real quick, and then we gotta run over to this other farm that I leased an old Milo head from to cut the Milo, and then I also rented a grain cart so it can speed up the corn harvest a lot. This should be fine for now. Hopefully like the local Karen doesn't see that, or she'll be giving a couple people calls. We're pulling up to Smith Farms. This is where they keep all their combines. There's obviously none here right now. They're out cutting the corn. And he's got a couple of old pieces of equipment back here that they used to use, I don't know, back in the 80s, 70s maybe. And he let me lease both these grain head and the John Deere auger wagon for like $1,000, which is nice of him. And obviously we got the wrong hitch on the truck, but I mean, it's farm sim, man. Who really cares? The truck should be able to pull it back to the farm. It's like 2 miles away from here. And I was talking to the man who owns Smith Farms. Name's Jeremy Smith. And he was running 3,000 acres, he told me, and they were planning on expanding more this year. And you know the farm's big when they got a whole separate piece of property for the combines. We really should have cut a little patch out to park the equipment on this field. I'm just gonna run this back to the farm, I guess, and go pick up the combine and kind of cut out a patch. I'm also kind of an idiot. If y'all watched the last video, or the video before last, when I pulled out that combine, yeah, I have not checked since if the header worked, or if the combine even cut the corn properly. So we're really just going on, if this combine wants to work. Holy cow, this grass is getting long again. I cut the property when I first arrived about a year ago. Yeah, a year ago. I remember finishing up corn harvest last year. Yeah, a year ago, and then the grass has gotten tall again. Just never really had the time or money to lease another brush hog. We got the 1206 out. This thing worked awesome during planting. I don't think it broke down once, but it definitely needs maintenance here ASAP. Give the old 1460 a good fire. There we go. We haven't really done too much crazy maintenance to this thing since I got it. We did go to Tractor Supply, grab a new clutch piece. I forgot what those things are called, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, the clutch works now, and then that's kind of really what I thought was wrong. So far, nothing else has really been wrong with the combine, but guarantee when we get on the field, we'll find a lot more problems the combine's been waiting to throw at me. Also, I wonder how this combine's gonna look with the John Deere green head and the old corn head out. This thing's going to be a lot faster than it was last year. First of all, the combine last year broke down, and it was a 4-row. We got a nice 6-row here, plus a grain cart. Okay, we're going to pull off right here. This is probably the most less steep part of the field to get down into, and I'm absolutely taking no chances with this combine. There we go. I'm going to rev it up a little bit, get us some RPMs. Flip on the electric clutch. There we go. I mean, the corn's cutting right now. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm just gonna stop talking here. The header turned on. I mean, I checked if it turned on when I bought it, but I don't know how I was gonna cut corn. It's working. We don't have a chopper, so we're kind of just dropping the straw on the ground. If we have enough money next year, we could probably buy a baler. And also, I didn't really do too much in this field, man. I got the weeds out of here, but that's really about it. I never really sprayed any nitrogen on it because I just never had the money, man. I never had above $5,000 probably since last corn harvest. Just so many dang expenses, just spending money on random crap, trying to keep the farm alive. Let's get out and check how we're doing. Speed the fans up a little bit. I don't know, maybe tighten it a little bit. Yeah, we'll speed up the fans a little bit and kind of see how that goes. The combine's grain bin is tiny, man. We've only got like not even this one pass done on this field, and it's already about 50% full. Also, if you look at my drone here, when I was planting this field right here, since this thing has been expanded and it's not a part of the actual field, the row crop ready system did not work. So if I drive through this, I'm going to fill up like instantly. So I'm just not going to cut this because I don't really want to cheat. Because all of this corn right here, like you see how condensed it is? All this corn is probably equal to this whole field. I'm not even joking. So I'm just going to cut around here and then kind of just do these fields. Okay, I just ended up deleting it so it looks way more realistic. It's just a grass patch now. This corn bin is small as crap, man. We're on the back end of the field around this little tree line, and we're 80% full already. If we're getting full every pass, I mean, yield is not even that good. I got a yield monitor. There it is, right here. It is 65% yield. Like, the yield's not even that good. I mean, we're on the headland. It's not that good. We can't be getting full this quick. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Because I don't think you can add a grain bin to this combine mod. Okay, we're full and we're kind of unloading on the highway. I got full like right where the field was along the highway, so I kind of just drove down the highway and I'm loading. I'm gonna cut out a little patch right here so I can pull all the equipment there and it's not just here on the side. First time unloading. Alright, we got a little patch cut out there so we can actually move the equipment there and it's not just there on the side. And now we'll start the headland over here. Alright, we just got this first headland done, but I just emptied the tank. Because the reason I was filling up so fast is because these headlands, you see how close the corn stalks are? It's because it was at a row crop thing where they're like really, really close. So whenever I cut corn like that, I'm just going to empty the tank. So now we're actually getting to the realistic corn where it's like realistically spaced. We just about got done with our second headland. And I guess it must be just this tank being so dang small. We're about full already again. Or to be fair, a whole headland around this field right here is like 3 acres. Okay, that corn there was bugging me. I just removed it all. And we're gonna be full now. We're gonna head back. And we made it back. It would be a lot faster if we had like at least a second person to run the auger. There we go, we're unloaded. Holy cow, we might fill this thing up right now. Just about 84%. Like, half a headland would probably get that grain car full. And we'll go back to this headland, try to get this headlands knocked out. I don't know on this field if I want to do 2 or 3 headlands. And we knocked out the headlands, I'll probably only do 2. We're full for the 3rd time, and we just filled up the grain cart. We're gonna fill up the Brent, and we're gonna go sell our first load. Okay, we're gonna leave that unloading, and I would have about 1,000 clips if I filmed every time I filled up, so I'm just gonna roll the time lapse. That'd probably be better. Gotta check, turn on the radio. Alright, we're full for the first time on corn. We're gonna take this thing over to Scott County Elevator and see how much we make. Okay, we just got weighed in. And this old Ford is working good, man. I'd never remember this thing struggling. It was my grandpa's. He bought this thing back in 1990 from a man off of, I don't know, some used lot. And I inherited this thing and it's just worked it good ever since. Here we go, first bit of corn this year. We just hit over 10K with our first load and you can barely start seeing it go below the glass there. That is crazy. This corn prices are insane. $11,826 from our first load. Turn on the radio.
We were poor when I was a young'un. I don't remember ever going hungry. Daddy made sure we didn't do without. I went to school with some of these fellas. They had money and I was jealous. I didn't know then what I know now. Daddy'd say you can't judge a book by looking at the cover. It's what's inside that really matters. Daddy never was the Cadillac kind. He said some things just glitter and shine.
Okay, we just wrapped up about this first half of the field, and I'm just gonna knock off the other half without the camera, dude, because if I just time-lapse everything, it's gonna be like 15-minute long time-lapse. But while we're unloading, man, we already made about $250,000, 25 grand in the bank, and we just got about maybe a little over half with this field, and then we got, I don't know if we really want to count this field down south here. Alright, we'll get rolling on this other half of the field. And we're selling our third load. Okay, we just unloaded the third load, and another nearly 12 grand from that load, and we're really close to hitting 40K. Okay, we're finishing up the last little bit of this first field, and we put in about 3 more truckloads, and we're over $73,000, and I'm really happy with this year's harvest. Holy cow, that was a sharp turn. But we're gonna go unload and sell off this last little bit of grain and move on to the next cornfield. Oh yeah, that's also including that field down there. Pull it up on the map. Also this field. I got this field and this field, and we got 3 truckloads in total out of both. Pulling into the co-op for the last time this year, and we're dumping. Another $11,826, and I'm hoping with this Milo field we are gonna get over 100 grand. Alright, we made it to the Milo field. We'll just park the truck right here for now. Okay, we started this Milo field. We got 2 headlands done. I did film the start of it, but my mic was muted, so I'm just an idiot. My bad. Picked up this grain head from Smith Farms, and we already unloaded once, and this combine is working good right now. I just had to adjust the fan speeds a little bit, and with this year's income, I mean, this combine is working good. It just got a little too hot. There's just a lot of things, like little small things wrong with this combine, that if it was all fixed, this combine would have like 200 more horsepower. It's kind of just so much things are wrong with it. It doesn't have that much horsepower. So with next year's income, I'll probably look at buying like a 2000 combine, like an STS series or something like that. I can definitely say this field was planted a little weird. A lot of rows are kind of spaced out wider than others, so I kind of should have looked at the planter more, since I mean I just bought it from the used lot. I really didn't change too much on it. If I do for some reason keep this combine for next year, which I probably won't, in the rare occasion that I do, I'm gonna for sure be getting bigger grain bin, because this thing gets full quick. And maybe the last little bit. Nah, we're missing some. I was gonna say last little bit of Milo harvest, or just harvest in general, but nope, we missed some. Okay, this is the last bit of harvest, and there we go. 2026 harvest is in the books. Oh, missed a little bit. Not yet. 2026 harvest is in the books. Now let's go sell this Milo and see what we make. Okay, we just topped off the truck, and we're gonna take this to Scotts County Elevator and see how much we make. And we're gonna sell the last bit of grain this year, and I'm really hoping we can get above 100 grand. That would be awesome for first year profits. And we're dumping the Milo. I think Milo sells a lot more. I was checking the prices, and Milo's like a couple more bucks per bushel, which is pretty good. Holy cow, that number's going up fast. Oh, dude, we're gonna hit 100 grand. 100 grand, man. We just made 100 grand from this year's harvest. That is crazy. Okay, but I have been thinking about something pretty important. 20 grand from that is crazy. But what I've been thinking about that's been pretty important is my farm is surrounded by trees, you know. I have $102,000 in the bank, almost $103,000. My farm is surrounded by trees, and when I upgrade next year, I'm not gonna have any room in that barn. I could either buy a ton of equipment, have no room, and no money left over to cut down all those trees, or we can move. I know that sounds crazy, but I was thinking we can move and find a pretty cheap farm, kind of trade in our farmland somewhere. Find like an actual farm, because I'm pretty sure the farm we're at now was like used for like hay, and then the guy, whoever owned that was where he stored all those hay, like hay bales and like a baler or something. And then those silos were kind of just like extras. and that was really not made to store like a ton of equipment. But we got everything out of the ground. I'm pretty sure we're gonna move. Next video is gonna be us like selling everything and kind of moving. So anyway, thank y'all so much for watching that. If y'all made it through, can't believe we made 103 grand.